Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and today we'll be starting the epilogue of the Black Book of Mordor now that we have, well, Gothmog has finally been defeated, but he has revealed a Morgul slave forged a key that seems to be guarding a weapon. We have the broken key, but little else, so we'll need to start investigating all this by talking with Mithrandir. Let's see. I see the matter of the broken key has captured your interest, as it has mine. I have studied it closely, but that examination revealed no distinguishing marks upon its surface and no clue to its origin. The top of the key appears to have been broken off, but several teeth remain. Not enough to match the key with a particular lock, however, and unlikely to open it should we chance upon the correct one. Pity. I will give it back to you with the hope that you may find someone who knows about this key, or others like it. Gandalf leans on his staff and looks away over the encampment. I have been thinking about Gothmog's words. He said he was given this key by a Morgul slave, and it would unlock a weapon that could not be overcome. I cannot imagine what this weapon might be, but we must not let it fall into the hands of evil. And there is another thing, Beriathan. I get the sense that Gothmog himself did not know what this key might unlock. If he knew the location of such a weapon, would he not claim it at once? But he told you he searched in vain. There is something peculiar about all this. Good luck, friend. Alright, so as you see, that's pretty much all we have to go with, basically, the broken key. And to be honest with you, the very first time I... yeah, Gandalf is also intrigued. The very first time I got this quest, I wasn't sure where to go, and I had to look it up online. I mean, if you play constantly the Black Book of Mordor from start to finish, in as short a time as you can, maybe you can figure this out easily. But in my case, I played the Black Book from books 1 to 8, chapters 1 to 8, on 2019. Well, chapter 10 later that year when it was released, and the rest of the Black Book on early 2020s. So I had forgotten a lot of things because the Black Book does introduce a lot of things to the game. That all that is to say that, yeah, I didn't know where to go, but the answer seems quite simple now that you know it. So we'll be going to Járnfast, sorry for this one. We'll be going to Járnfast because the next clue on this mystery is actually with Voin. And I say this is kind of simple because, well, it kind of makes sense, and you don't have any other leads basically, but you found the Black Book here in Járnfast, so it would make sense to look for the key here in Járnfast as well. I guess that's the thinking, what the developers thought when creating all this. But this is one of those cases in which you are just giving a few clues, if any, and are tasked with solving the mystery. And this is also one of those cases, I guess, in which the community steps out to solve the mystery together. I don't see one single player being able to solve this on its own. And there are even harder mysteries to solve in the game. This is relatively simple compared to others. Khîl's home. Okay, so Khîl... It's been a while since I did this as well. Khîl is here. Khîl Tale-spinner smiles a greeting at you as you approach. Thank God.
What a surprise, my friend.
I did not expect to see you again, and because we are so close, I will forgive your unheralded intrusion into my home. Just a jest. You are welcome here at any time. How goes the examination of the Black Book written by my thrice great-grandfather Voin? Do not forget that it belongs to me, and if it proves valuable, I would welcome payment equivalent to its value. Khîl gestures at the runes on the walls. When we first discovered this place, it frightened me, but I have found myself coming in here more and more often. I find that the aura here calms and relaxes me. It is not so for Lord Nine. He is still not happy about this chamber, but it is so old and my claim to this home of my forebears is so clear that he dares not to do anything about it. For that, the Lord of the Iron Hills has my respect, and the stillness of my tongue. Many are the stories I might tell of him were it otherwise, true tales all, though he might not agree, so everyone is happy. But what brings you here, Beriathan? You should kill the broken key and he studies it carefully. Do you know something? I think I have seen this shape before. I cannot be certain, but yes, it is worth a try. It will take me some time to dig it out again, but if you go to one of the metalworkers of Járnfast, I will meet you once I find it. Wait for me by the forges on the lower levels of Járnfast, Beriathan. There you will find the best and the fastest of Járnfast's metalworkers. But yeah, Gandalf is also happy that we have solved this little mystery of what to do with the key, but we go back, well, not Vóin per se, but, well, Vóin's home. And as I told you, since the Black Book was here, I guess this was the better place, the best place to look for clues on the key. And here we have the metal worker.
Yes, what can I do for you?
The metal worker looks at you with surprise. You mean you don't know? Oh, you're waiting for someone. Khîl Tale-spinner? This suddenly makes a great deal of sense. That's Shelruka. Khîl Tale-spinner hurries towards you and the metal worker falls silent.
I found it.
When I was cleaning out my father's home, I chanced upon this mould and a small locked box. I thought little of these artifacts and put them away with the rest of the odds and ends, but look at this! Khîl holds out a small casting mould with a hollow in the shape of a key. The broken key given to you by Gothmog rests comfortably within the indentation. Using this mould, the metalworkers here could fashion a duplicate of this key, and I warrant it will unlock the box I found, or I am no Shelruka. Give the mould and these instructions to this fine dwarf, and once the key is forged, I will meet you back in the hidden chamber. Okay, Khîl gives you the mold that matches the broken key. Gandalf is very happy about all this, it seems.
This should not take long.
I will have a new key forged for you in just a short while. Oh, about 5 minutes. Alright. What do we do in 5 minutes then? How do we spend this
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
5 minutes that we have? Maybe here? Crafting? Is there anything we can craft? Yeah. I have told you many times before that I would love to do some scholarly pursuits. I don't have my subscriber bobs with me, but well, we are just killing time anyway, so I guess we can get crafting some candles. Or do we do some processing? Ember worthy crafts? No. Potions, music. Alright, let me do the math here really quick because I don't wanna overspend here doing the candles. I just want to get some of them so that I can later use them to create during my processing endeavors. But let's see. I am missing 574 points. If we divide that by 6, that is a total of 96 candles that I need to fashion. Maybe even a little bit less, because this processing that we need to do in here. Let us try. I mean, we don't have enough time to do the all 90 candles, so let us go bit by bit and see how we do. Once again, just spending some time while we wait for the metal worker to do his thing. I knew I should have gone back and gotten my subscriber bobs, but well, it's not a big deal. We can do a little bit of waiting. Guys over there working. In the meantime, we can do some raiding. So yeah, as you might have guessed, It's been quite some time since the last time I recorded. Once again, all this will be uploaded one after the others. Not much of a difference to you, but it's kind of a difference to me. I've been away for a couple of weeks, tending to some family matters that kept me away from the game. There's a lot of that has happened during my time doing the Black Book of Mordor. It's not like the previous volumes, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, that I was able to do almost uninterruptedly from start to finish. And that helped me see the bigger picture more clearly, not so much with the Black Book. So there are many things that I will go by memory. When we finish this, when we finish the epilogue, as usual, I will give you my thoughts on the Black Book. But yeah, keep in mind that some of that will be reconstructed from memory as best as I can. Because, believe it or not, I have spent about a year doing the Black Book. So yeah, that's a lot of time. Well, not a year of playing, but a year since I first recorded the first episode of the Black Book in Udun. But yeah, I have taken many breaks in that time, and yeah, it has not been as smooth as I had wished. But we're here towards the end, and I still have enjoyed it quite a lot. So, really happy about it, and expect to hear all my thoughts about the Black Book when we finally get to it. Alright, so we still need to get a couple more candles. I'm trying to have enough candles so that I then can go into processing and as I was saying, not spend more parchments than I need. Be as efficient as I can with my materials, basically. But now we are just 15 seconds away from the key being completed, so I guess my crafting can wait for another day. Hopefully by that time I will have my subscriber bobs so that I don't spend a whole afternoon doing this. You know what I mean? The newly forged key should now be ready, thank God.
Here you go. May this key unlock whatever it is you seek to unlock.
If the container be of Sheldrock make, perhaps it is better for me to hope that this key will properly lock it away and rid us of whatever madness Khîl Tale-spinner weaves now. Oh, it's not only Khîl. This is important, you know. Well, you don't know, but I know. So, thank you for the key. That's what I'm trying to say. And back to Khîl now. There we go.
The key is forged.
Then let us see if it opens the box I found in the same place as the mould. I assume the box belonged to my mother and contained her decorative jewels, but perhaps it is not so. I have set it on the table there. Ah, yeah, on the table there. But first, it has been quite some time since last time we were here with Khîl. So, why not? A picture for the memory. Yeah, it's been a while, Khîl, and I wonder what kind of surprises awaits us now. Oh my god, what's happening now? Okay. Gandalf is also quite intrigued. Mystery thickens. Let us see. The key clicks in the lock. Inside the box you find a small shard of glass and nothing else.
A shard of glass, no more than a hand's breadth in size. This is the treasure?
It seems Gandalf was as disappointed as you are, Khîl, but let me see. A shard of glass, no more than a hand's breadth in size. This is the treasure? I do not know what I expected, Beriathan, but I expected more than this. It seems quite ordinary. Why would anyone lock this away and then break the key? You told me you were acquainted with Gandalf the Wizard. Perhaps he will know what to make of this broken glass, if there is anything to make of it. I fear you will be wasting his time, but if you think he will not mind it, you should ask him anyway. Where has he gone? You tell Khîl that Gandalf recently spent some time in the land far to the south, but the wizard intended to journey north once again alongside a wagon. He is likely to be at the Bjorninghuis by now. Gandalf may know what to make of the strange glass shard. Look for him at the Bjorninghuis. Alright, Bjorninghuis. Thank God we spent the time getting this master. I mean, without it, it would still be relatively simple to get back to the Bjorninghuis, going to Holbeast and then swift traveling. But that's an extra step that we can avoid, so that's good. Back at the Bjorninghuis. Now that we are here in the Bjorninghuis, we can also technically get started with some of the things, well, the stories that come after the Black Book. And I guess that would make for a smoother experience in a way, but you also know me, I like to keep things separate, and since that is technically not part of the Black Book, I think it's safe for us to skip that for the moment.
What do we have here?
But this is the quest that will start you with this, and we have also gotten a letter that I have not showed you that will vector us to the Bjorninghuis as well. But once again, I think we can wait a little bit for that. For the time being, here we have Gandalf.
Did you learn anything about the broken key given to you by Gothmog?
The bones of Isildur have come part of the way, but I traveled ahead of the wagon to once again test Grim Baron's hospitality. He is prone to grumbling, but the meals he serves are without compare on this side of the Misty Mountains. Did you learn anything about the broken key given to you by Gothmog? You tell Gandalf what transpired in Járnfast and show him the glass shard you obtained from the locked box in Khîl's home. He studies it closely. A broken piece of glass. This does not appear to be a weapon of any kind. Is it possible Gothmog's key might have unlocked more than one container? Unless... Gandalf holds the shard up to his eye and squints through it. The glass is cloudy, as if it contains something which obscures my vision. It moves from side to side as I stare at it, almost like... Gandalf looks up suddenly and clutches at the black book hanging from his belt. He flips it open and peers through the shard of glass at one weathered page. There is hidden writing here, Beriathan. It is as I suspected from the very outset. I did not think we could find a means to reveal it, but you have done so.
There is a moving radiance held within this glass. It reminds me of something.
Rotating beacon at the Barad Cúron, Tower of the Crescent Moon in Minas Morgul. Is this a shard of glass from the beacon in the tower's topmost chamber? You have seen moon letters before, and so have I. Can it be that Vóin wrote these secret words in the light of that beacon, knowing they could only be revealed by the same light? But what did he seek to hide? Did he record the location of the weapon sought by Gothmog? We must read the secret writing in the Black Book, Beriathan. Let me know if you are ready to do so. Oh yeah, one more of this. I'm all for it, you know.
It is time to hear the rest of Vóin's tale.
Are you ready? I do not know what we will learn from Vóin's secret writing, but whatever it may be, we will discover it together. It is time to hear the rest of Vóin's tale. Oh yeah.
What secrets did Vóin hide within these halls of memory? Let us now discover them, my friend.
I believe this will be our last delve into the words of our distant friend Vóin, Beriathan. Yes, I say friend, for though the tome he left us comes from Mordor and bears the sigil of Sauron upon its cover, I have detected little malice on the part of the Shellworker who wrote it. He has expanded our knowledge of the past, and for that I call him friend. The shard of glass reveals hidden writing that speaks of Mordor. That is where Vóin picks up the tale, and that is where we should follow in these halls of memory. What further secrets might we uncover here? It seems our dwarf went to Mordor in search of Eärnur. Oh. To Mordor I went then, seeking word of my vanished friend, Gandalf reads aloud. And I think, yeah, the very first time we read the Black Book with Gandalf in Scarhall, I think we also saw some of this, but not all of it, because the writing, as Gandalf said, was hidden. So here we are, uncovering the truths. My mind wandered on the hard journey. I remembered our adventures together, and they brought a smile to my face even in that dark land. But there were other memories too, and regrets, and those were less welcome. He had just become King of Gondor, and the crown was an ill fit. The taunt of the Witch King at Forno stayed away at him. If my horse had not bolted, he often began, but one of us was always there to keep him from dwelling upon it. If Macildur had lived, his words might have kept the Eärnur from going to Minas Morgul, but Macildur was dead and would never return from Durthanc. Could I have stopped him? This is the thought that comes back to me again and again as I write these passages in the dim light of the accursed beacon. He had just become king, and I trusted that his knights would keep him safe. Gondor was no land for Sheldruka, and I had deeds of my own to perform. I remember his words to me before I returned to the northern mountains. Go find your city, Voin. Go find Thavargathel. I embraced him then and bid him farewell. I will, I told him. Good, he responded. Perhaps then you will stop talking about it morning and evening. 7 years after that parting, I learned from travelers upon the road that King Eärnur went to Imlat Morgul with a band of knights and vanished. I set out at sunrise the following morning, bid farewell to my wife, and resolved to find Eärnur. I will find you, my friend. And I think this is also the first time we hear Voin's words directly instead of Gandalf retelling the story. So this is also very interesting. Oh, where are we now? After many months, Gandalf reads, at last I found him. Oh ho ho! Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this off for the time being. Here we have Vóin and Eärnur, but he is not the same. And you might recognize this place as well. We've been here not so long ago. It was in the city of Minas Morgul that I came to live, hiding in plain sight among the other wicked dwarves that served the orcs and their foul masters. It was unpleasant work and cruel, but every disagreeable task elevated my position in the city and brought me nearer to my goal. Other dwarves claimed the Sheldruka have no patience. I proved them all wrong and was rewarded. In time, the bosses gave me a new post, steward of the chambers within the tower atop the city. It was there I at last found the Eärnur and a few of his knights who yet survived. So, that makes me wonder, is this the reason why stout axes were created by the devs in the first place, so that they could have Voin not stand out during his time in Mordor? I mean, it seems like a far-fetched idea, but it's possible. Most likely, the way in which all this came to be, it was during many different sessions of brainstorming. That would be very interesting to see, but bottom line, here is where Eärnur was found. Is this what passes for comfort in the land of the south? I should think you could do better than this, Eärnur. I see you still have your sword, which makes you more guest than prisoner. You should have asked for better accommodations, I think. It is good to see you again, Voin. But you should not have come here. That goes double for you. You never did have much sense. No, I suppose not. Well, take one last look around to remember the place, and then we'll be away. Why do you not follow? I cannot leave. He has barred the way with cruel enchantments. There is only one means of escape, and I would not take it. But I've spent 5 years in search of you. I will not leave alone. The Lord of the Nazgul will know if I pass beyond the threshold. He will reclaim me and slay you, or worse. I will not bring either of those fates upon you. You were always the most stubborn of my friends, Eärnur. So what is the escape he claims to allow? Using dark arts, he drained the humanity from several of my knights. They were transformed into the Cargul, wraiths of evil that exist only to serve him. That is a sad fate. Death would be better. So I thought Calatur, but he did not have the chance. He was the first to be changed. Our other friends remain in the dungeons. Poor Calatur. I will see what I can find out, or if the others might be freed. Is that the fate the Nazgul Lord plans for you, then? No. He allows me to keep my sword, for it figures in his plan. He wants me to despair, to abandon all hope of a free life. In that last moment, he wishes for me to fall upon my own blade. Only when Orthadel drinks my blood will he allow me to die and escape him. It sounds like a trick to me. I am no scholar, but he must have woven some enchantment around the blade. Letting it taste your blood will likely bind you to him in some unpleasant fashion. I have resisted for these many years, but it becomes more difficult with every passing day. He is patient. This is the only victory that will satisfy him. He is willing to wait. Time was no friend of ours, Gandalf reads aloud. Are we ready to continue? Yeah. Ah, okay. There we go. Another portion of the tale. We will think of something. There is still time. The Witch King's pride will be his downfall. He thinks to rob you of the spark that drives you, Eärnur, the fire that so infuriates him. As long as that passion to resist him burns within you, he will not know victory over you. I have stayed here too long. I will be back tomorrow, my friend. Like a grinding wheel, time moved ever onward, Gandalf reads. My god, this is heartbreaking. Seeing them like this? Think, Eärnur, think. There is still time, but there is less now than there was. I have devised 100 plans, each of them less likely to succeed than the previous one, but that does not mean escape is impossible. Never think that. I do not want to worry you, but you should know. Silmathar is no more. The Houses of Lamentation claim another of our friends. Now, we should not weep for him. Let his fate inspire us to escape, and we can mourn him when we are both free of the Black Land. Not just he, but Silmathar and Calatur both. Think! But the grinding wheel showed no mercy. Time move onward, reads Gandalf. Oh, okay, here they are. I am beginning to worry, my friend. There must be some means of escape, some way to free you from the Nazgul's grasp. I have searched this tower high and low and delved into every corner of the Vale, but there is nothing. What is that? What did you say? You have thought of something? At last, Eärnur, speak! Tell me what you have devised, and I will carry it out. What? Avargathel? Why do you speak its name here in the darkness of Morgul? That is of no use to us now, friend. We must think of only of escape. Okay, Eärnur's gonna talk to you. Okay. For all the time I have known you, Voin, you have dreamed of finding your lost city. I do not want you to waste your years here in this tower seeking to prevent something I know to be unpreventable. Yes, I know my doom. Here, in the heart of his power, I cannot hope to resist the Lord of the Nazgul for much longer. He knows this, but he seeks not only a thrall, he wants something else. He wants to destroy my spirit, the fire inside me that so infuriates him. He wants me to despair, to fall upon my own sword, to say with word and deed, you have the victory and I am bested. You were right, Voin. That would be no escape and would bind me to his will. Know you of Egalmoth? He was the lord of the city when it fell, but he did not wait in the tower for the Nazgul to slay him. He rode out, defying the armies of Orc and Wraith, and though he came in the end to death, I think his onslaught will be long remembered. I cannot do as he did, and I cannot keep the Lord of the Nazgul from dominating my mind. But I can hinder the scheme he has devised for me, and cheat him of the total victory he seeks. None will know of this save you, Voin. My own onslaught will not become song or tale or legend, but it will be the deed of Eärnur, who resisted evil to the last. I cannot leave the tower without alerting the Lord of the Nazgul. But the same cannot be said for Orthadel. I would send this sword away as far away as can be managed. Let this be my last act of defiance. Yes, yes! But how can it be done? Orolang and Macilnis live still within the dungeons. Give one of them the sword and a path to escape. I will. Vóin. What is it? Without a distraction, no one will be able to live in Minas Morgul. I understand, Eärnur. There must be further hidden ruins elsewhere, Gandalf insists. Gandalf turns more pages, peering through the glass at each one. That's so cool. Ah, here we are, Gandalf says with satisfaction. Yeah, I don't think this would be... This would look good in the screenshot, but I love this effect so much. Every step I took in those dungeons was the heaviest of my life, reads Gandalf. Orolang. Yeah, that's what I thought. But this is a very good picture. Alright, let's hear it. Voin! What news of Eärnur? Tell me he still resists the torment of the Nazgul. What? Escape? What has changed? I will not live without Eärnur. You say he is already fled? Happy news. If you will open my cell, I will follow him to freedom. Dear, sweet Voin. What of Macilnis? You got to free her now? And I will away, and let us meet again when we are safely outside the Black Land. Farewell, Voin, bearer of happy tidings and welcome escape. Farewell, my friend. Good luck to you. Goodbye, Orolang. I am sorry. Guard! What do you want, dwarf? A prisoner is escaping. Far eastward he went, toward the Vouns. After him, boys! This is hard reading, Gandalf says, looking up from the pages of the Black Book. Oh, we're back in the... Ah, yeah. Only one of Eärnur's knights could escape, but even that would require the Guardians in the Vale to be occupied with some distracting mission. Something was needed to draw their attention away from the bearer of the sword. I knew Macilnis was more fleet of foot than Orolang, and would have the greatest chance of escaping the valley, so I gave to her the sword Orthadel and set her free. Only after she was fled did I go to release Orolang, but there was still little time to waste. I sent the tower's guardians after him almost immediately, and he led them on a desperate chase away from Macilnis. Alas, my friend, I had no choice. Anyone could see that. The sword, at least, never came back to Minas Morgul, to Minas Morgul. It was not so with poor Orolang. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. And so ends the hidden runes Voin left within the Black Book of Mordor, Beriathan. If the Knight Macilnis escaped in Morgul and came to free lands again, Voin does not tell. And yet, I think we have learned enough from this Black Book for me to suggest some possibilities. I believe Macilnis escaped the bounds of Mordor, still in possession of Orthadel, the Rising Star, but not without injury. For how long did she journey and to where did she go? We cannot know for certain, but it seems she did not make for Minas Tirith, or Warden would appear once again, and it does not. I think she turned northward in an attempt to put as much distance between herself and the Witch King as she was able. Did she survive the journey and live out her days in peace? Did she succumb to wounds freshly inflicted during her escape, or those she endured during the years of her torment in the dungeons? Was she recaptured by hunting parties sent by the Witch King? Voin never learned which of these came to pass, and I cannot say. But of this I am quite certain. Whatever may have been the fate of this Knight of Gondor, the blade she carried out of the Morgul Vale survived. Orthadel was of elf-make, wielded first by Isildur the Elf during the siege of Barad Cúron and later by King Eärnur of Gondor, but in time its history was forgotten, and its name was lost. It became just a sword handed down from bearer to bearer for many years. Somehow it found its way into the hands of a Dunedain and became an heirloom of his house. That is how it came to the Ranger Golodr, Beriathan. Yes, though it endured much over the years, I think the sword that would be remade in the fortress of Rivendell and renamed Dunakhar was once known as Orthadel, and so the Rising Star became the Avenger of the West. Yes, it is a conjecture only, but I believe it is true.
Much that was obscured from us now seems clear.
When the sword Dunakhar pierced Mordorith, forming the throne room of Carn Dûm, the purpose of the Witch King was fulfilled 1,000 years later, but not in the manner for which he planned. Bonds were made that day, and months later on the Pelennor fields before Minas Tirith, they would be broken. He could not remember it, but 1,000 years later, Eärnur's final act of resistance freed him from the domination of Mordor. Gandalf closes the Black Book and looks up at you. That is enough for now, my friend. We have come to the end of the moon writing, but the discovery has certain me the certainty that I missed something in my earlier perusal of this tome. I do not know what it may have been, but I can sense its presence still. Mysteries upon mysteries. Perhaps I will return to this matter when we have satisfied our other charge. Yes, I fear we have spent too many hours in study and neglected our other tasks. Okay, so if I get this right, So yeah, Mordred was pierced with the blade, and that's what bound him not to the Witch King, but to Galadir. So as long as Galadir was alive, Mordred could not die. That was supposed to happen with the Witch King, but instead happened with Galadir. So now that when Galadir died and Mordred was vulnerable again, well, he was freed by his death, and that's what happened on the Pelennor Fields. So the enchantment was for the sword to bound both the slayer and the slay, it seems. So yeah, he could not remember it, but he set himself free, even if it took 1,000 years.
Have you forgotten why I came this way?
I am here in the Vales of Anduin as escort for the wagon bearing Isildur's bones northward. Yes, the son of Elendil will at last complete the journey he began at the start of the age, and by so doing see the fulfillment of his oath. I left the wagon to partake of Grim Baron's hospitality, for his dogs serve a merry feast, but it is past time for this wizard to return to service, and you should come with me. Are you not tied up in this business as well? Do not give me that look. I had very little to do with your getting involved, if you remember. I dare say I could not have stopped you had I the mind to try. I will see you alongside the wagon. The driver should have reached Lyrelat by now. Look for him along the road beside the Gladden Fields. Alright. There we go. So, now that we have finished that instance, there will be a couple more. But, for the time being, let us go where we need to be.
The are under our protection.
Lyrelat. Come on. Blomgard. Lyrelat as in the region, but the stable master is at Blomgard. Okay. Yeah, it's also been a while since I've been in the Vales. So, we don't need to enter the town itself. Just follow the road, as Gandalf said. Look for the wagon. It's a lovely area. I already told you, I like how this looks. Even though the time we spend here is relatively short. But it's time well spent. Here we have the wagon. A sensation of dread surrounds the wagon bearing the bones of Isildur. I knew Man, it's Isildur and Gandalf. You cannot let this opportunity pass, even though this vegetation makes it hard to take a good picture, but anyway.
I sense the presence of evil.
Something is not right. Something is amiss. I sense the presence of evil. I am beyond harm. Have I not suffered harm enough in this land? But I would have no further injury come to my remains. Whatever evil comes here, be gone. Take thee from this land and leave us be.
There is a dreadful presence here, but I cannot see the source of it.
I advise you to stand by the wagon and look for the source of this dread. It may be nothing, but it also may not. Let us look. Vágari the Wanderer has come to this place, enveloped by a feeling of dread. Oh, he has shown himself at last.
I remember now. It was lost to me, but now it has returned.
I know. Son of no blood. The shade stares past you, glaring at the wagon, and the dread sensation intensifies. Then it abates, with only emptiness left in its wake. I remember now, the shade murmurs. It was lost to me, but now it has returned. I know what I saw. I know what I did. The shade grows indistinct, wavering in your vision, and then reforms again. It seems to take a great deal of effort and leaves Vágari wary. I want to confess to you what I saw and what I did. I want one among the living to know of my misdeeds, and then there is something I must do. Will you heed me?
Do not forget this is a creature of evil, but I think we should heed it.
The source of the dread has become visible to us and wishes to confess its crimes. I find this most peculiar, Beriathan, and I urge you to remain on guard. We must not forget this is a creature of evil, but I think we should hear what it has to say.
Let us hear what Vágari has to say.
Let us hear indeed. Now, I'm wondering. Because this portion that we're about to learn is also very interesting, and I wouldn't like to break this in half, as I think that is worth experiencing all in one go, but we have also spent a lot of time today. Voin's tale was longer than I remembered, so I don't think we have enough time today to hear Vágari's confession. So we'll leave it at that for today, but join me next time and we'll finish this portion of the story, which is also great as well. For the time being though, this has been all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.